It's that time. Welcome to Ask the Doctor. My name is Darlene, and I am with Featherweight Doctor here in the Pacific Northwest. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do a live event on Facebook and YouTube. And tonight's show specifically is called Ask the Doctor because I answer viewer questions on quilting subjects or the featherweight. Tonight we are actually talking about long arm quilting because I do get asked a lot about long arm quilting. I am a long arm quilter, so that makes sense that people would ask me questions about that. So I thought I would help dispel some of the myths of using a long arm quilter. So let me pull up my feeds, and I'm a little bit behind here. I know, big shocker. Darlene feels a little behind. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. It was fast. It was fast and furious. I had a class over the weekend with a couple ladies on machine quilting on their featherweights. It was really fun. And that class will continue next week, which is also fun. Let me see here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Angel, I saw your order. I want to talk to you about that in just a minute. I just saw your text. Hang on. Let me just get my feed up on the YouTubes. So, yes, let's just take a deep breath, shall we? Hi, Cindy. Hot one in Michigan today, I bet. Hi, Karen from SoCal. I haven't billed you yet because I'm having a little bit of trouble with my billing software. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. And hi, Polly. I just talked to Kirsty over on Instagram, my other UK follower. You girls are night owls. You're just night owls. All right, so Angel's here from Houston, but I don't think you're in Houston. I think you're somewhere else, visiting a friend who bought a featherweight, I believe. Hi, Joanne from Mississippi. Linda's on from Texas. Judy P's on from Massachusetts. Hi, sweet. Kathy's on. Hi, Kathy. I'm so glad to have you in the class on Sunday. Susan Woods Long is on from Arlington. Hello. Rhonda Daniels on. Becky from Texas is on. Lisa's on from Phoenix. Hi, sweetie. Angel said, yes, my friend Janet is excited about her order I placed for her. She bought her first featherweight Friday. Janet, if you're watching, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. And Mel Mitchell is on from Yellowstone. Everybody, today is a very special day for Mel Mitchell. It is her birthday. Happy birthday, friend. I hope Joe is spoiling you rotten, and I cannot wait to meet you in person in a few weeks. Yay. Please drive carefully, Joe. Drive carefully. Hello, Pauline from Texas. Thank you. Cute top. It's my favorite color. Hi, Cindy and Jen. Jen, how you doing today, sweet pea? I hope you're not too hot in Michigan. Gracie. That's right. Her name. I forgot her name. Hi, Missy from Redmond. Oh, you missed me already. I'm not gone yet. Debbie's on from Kentucky. Nancy's on from Lake Stevens. Hi. Kathy, the circles take a little practice. It's okay. You'll get it. Slow. It's a walking foot, not a running foot. Slow and steady. Couple stitches, pick up your presser foot, adjust your fabric. Couple stitches, pick up your presser foot, adjust your fabric. You'll get there. Hi, Lisa. I have to call you this week. I have some things I need to talk to you about. So if I don't call you, will you call me? You have my number. Oh, Lisa got back from Chicago. We missed you on Friday too. Oh, thank you, Angel. Thank you. Oh, you are back home to Houston. Cool. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy P. from Arizona. I know you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, gosh. Debbie is dying in Kentucky. She says 92. So humid and the worst the rest of the week. I'm so sorry. We had that heat wave recently. It was awful. Hi, Kathy. Hi. So excited to hang out with you tomorrow night at the Outdoor Quilt Show in Marysville, Washington. Yay. Hi, Lori. How you doing? Lori Rockwell. Bunny's on. Miss Quilt As You Go from Illinois. Now, lots of well wishes, sweetheart. Lots of well wishes. Okay, I'm skipping past Mel's. Mel, you have to read all your well wishes. Oh, good. Jen's waving. Hi, Jen. Hi, Bernadette from Canada. And Sharon's on from Kentucky. Hi, Jan Swinson from North Dakota. Thanks for joining us. And Lawrence is on. Hi, hi, hi. All right. So, tonight's topic is long arming. And part of this is a selfish plug, a tiny bit. So I think I've told you guys a little bit of this story. I started long arm quilting about 15 years ago. I've run a successful long arm business ever since. Was hoping before COVID with Featherweight Doctor to be kind of shutting down. Hi, Pam Green in Louisiana. Thanks for joining us. Hoping to be kind of shutting down that business because I was so busy with Featherweight Doctor, and then the pandemic hits. Hi, Odie. And instead of shutting it down, the long arm paid Featherweight Doctor's bills here and there throughout the pandemic. So the long arm is going nowhere. And I thought, because a lot of you guys are new to quilting, new to piecework on your featherweights or your modern machines, I thought that we would talk a little bit about hiring a long arm quilter and what that looks like. So in case that term is unfamiliar to you, long arm quilting, I thought I would define it. So long arm quilters are businesses, generally speaking, that you pay to do your finishing work if you make a quilt and you don't know how to do the finishing work yourself. So long armers, the long arm tag is actually what the machine is called that they use to finish it. And in case you've never seen one before, they're ginormous sewing machines that sit on anywhere from a 10 to a 14-foot frame, usually 5 foot in width. I've had a long arm in my house for 15 years, and it is a room size sewing machine. Some long armers use their machines on a computer basis, so it's all automated, and other long armers, like I know Franny Baldwin, you guys know really well, run their long arm manually. So they push the machine around to create the beautiful, intricate motifs that we see hanging on large quilts at quilt shows. So, oh, Mel says the best present will be meeting the Featherweight Doctor in a couple weeks. So that is by definition what a long armer is. Why would you hire one? So that is another good question. You would hire a long arm quilter if you create a pieced quilt top that is beyond your abilities. And I don't mean just physical abilities. Like it could be beyond your talent. It could be beyond your space. If generally speaking, people hire long arm quilters if they make a quilt that is too large to be able to finish on their home domestic machines. It's one of the reasons why I love Quilt As You Goes, because you can work in smaller sections and you don't have to quilt a whole quilt on your own. And cramming. So you have to realize that when you quilt through all of the layers of the quilt sandwich, if you are, have a big quilt project, so you have to cram all of that into the neck of your sewing machine. So like my modern machine, my Bernina, has a nice big long neck, and I can definitely put a big old quilt in my Bernina. But my Featherweight has a 4.5 inch neck, and so therefore doing anything much bigger than a small lap quilt, that's okay, Franny. Yeah, exactly, Jeanette, like the massive one you made. So the Featherweight has a 4.5 inch neck, and it really limits your ability to do a project of any scope or scale.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Adult signature required.
Adult signature required. Yes. Okay, so, oh, she got me off track. What was I talking about?
Sorry. Long neck of the machine.
Oh, yeah. So inevitably someone's going to watch this video and take point with the fact that I say that you can't do a queen size quilt on a Featherweight. You probably could do a queen size quilt on a Featherweight, but what you have to ask yourself is, would that be any fun? So quilting is our hobby. So by definition, it's what we do with our free time and our disposable income. And if you are sweating out a shirt while wrestling a pig in a blanket in a barrel through the neck of a sewing machine, that isn't fun anymore. You've now entered a weird territory called involuntary torture. No fun. It's no fun to do a huge quilt on a tiny little sewing machine. Is it possible? Probably, but not fun. And we like to do things that bring us joy and make us happy, right? So that is why you might want to hire a long armor. Another question I get often is, how much can you expect to pay a long armor? So generally speaking, these are all generalizations, by the way. They're like my opinion. So if you trust me and you trust my opinion, then you'll believe in that. But again, someone's going to say, well, that's not true. Hiring a long armor can cost you different money amounts based on how much experience they have, whether they're running an automated pattern or a digital pantograph or a paper pantograph, or whether they are, what part of the country you live in. All of those aspects come into play when you're hiring a long arm quilter. Oh, it's on my computer. No, it's not. It is, I don't know. Oh, it's right here. Sorry, guys.
So sorry.
Sandy Reese, we're trying to get your machine out to you. So those are the three factors that comes into play. Whether they're hand driving the machine manually or doing a custom job, what part of the country you live in, and how much experience they have. So the more expensive parts of the country, you can pay. Cost of quilting, generally speaking, is on a cost per square inch basis. So for me, with 15 years experience and a number of very, very, very fancy quilting awards from custom work that I've done, I would probably be a little more expensive than someone who's owned a machine for a year and is just starting her business. Hi, Leanne. So you have to kind of understand that there is going to be a sway in pricing. But in general, like with me, a digital pantograph, that's another good question, Lawrence. We're going to talk about that. Every long armor is different in terms of whether they want you to supply the backing and the batting. For me, like doing a queen size digital pantograph that the machine runs on an automated basis is about $200 for a queen size quilt out. I do like my customers to provide their own backings for me. They don't necessarily need to be sewn together. I prefer to sew them together the proper way, with seams ironed the proper way. But some people bring them to me complete already, totally fine. And some people bring me batting that they've already purchased, prepackaged batting, or a lot of long arm quilters have batting on the roll for sale, which is what I do. I stock warm and natural products in my studio. So yeah, it's usually on a cost per square inch basis. So the larger the project, the more expensive inevitably it'll be to quilt. Let's see. Oh, Bridget's a hand quilter. She says, I had a time letting go of my quilt. I would hire you, no problem. Yeah. I firmly believe that in every quilter's journey, a long arm quilter is going to come into play at some point. Even if you are dedicated, if you are well schooled in the talent of doing the actual finishing work, which is very different, by the way, than doing the actual piecing and the construction, a long arm quilter is going to come into play. Something's going to happen and you're going to need something turned around really fast, or it's going to be a scope and scale of a project that is beyond your ability, or maybe you have a spatial, you don't have maybe you're living in a park model in Arizona and you don't have room to lay out and pin based a whole queen size quilt, even if you have the ability to do that. So eventually a long arm quilter comes into everybody's mind, in my opinion. Would you mind describing your preferred way to sew the backing? I wouldn't mind at all. So some long arm quilters want if you have to seam your quilt, they want your seam to go a particular way, whether it's perpendicular to the rungs of the long quilting machine or against them. I don't have a preference personally. I don't have a problem sewing the seam in either direction, but I do take my seams and I have nice deep seams, not 1/4 inch seams, and then I press them open so everything lays nice and flat on the back of the quilt. Oh, thank you, Lisa. She said, my work is beautiful. Hi, Judy S. from Kansas. Hi, Lisa Meadows. She says, been there, done that. Have my own long arm and still had you do quilts for me. See, it happens. All right, the next question that I wrote down that I get a lot is how do you prepare the quilt? Now, every quilter is going to want something different. I prefer to have a backing piece that is a couple of inches extra wide all the way around the outside of the quilt. You're welcome, Sharon. That way I can fuss with it exactly where I want it on my frame. If you have to short, Myra, hello. I heard you had a special visitor at Gossipium today. I prefer to, if you have to short your quilt because of fabric restrictions, I always run the short side of the quilt perpendicular to the frame. So I just have to have enough room to clamp my side stabilizers onto the backing when the machine is running. So that's how I like mine prepared. I prefer to do the piecework on the backing with my customers, and I also offer a binding service, a machine binding service with long arming, and I prefer to prepare my own binding also. Then I know that's done to my standards also. So Myra Mitchell is on. Myra Mitchell's kind of a big deal, you guys. She kind of wrote some rather famous patterns, and the fact that she even knows who I am makes me smile. But Myra works at Gossipium in Issaquah, and Ray was there today getting her hair done, and so she went by Gossipium to say hi, to see if Val or Myra was around, and they both were around, and so you made her day, and I love the fabric you guys picked out for me. I did need a little pick-me-up. My daughter definitely knows my love language. Now, so Franny Baldwin is on. You guys met Franny last week. Franny likes 6 to 8 inches, both top and bottom and sides. So every quilter is going to be different. I've done skinny ones. That makes me sweat. So I don't like that at all. If I had my choice. All right. So the last question I get is why should you support your long arm quilter, your local long arm quilter? So the reason why I started my long arm business 15 years ago is because I lost my job. I was downsized out of a corporate sales job for telecommunications. And I had started with a mid-arm machine and building my business over the 18 months leading up to my my downsizing. I knew it was coming. I was not surprised to be let go. However, at that point in my life, I had 2 very small children. I had a husband who owned his own business, and money was not consistent. It was way, way high or low, 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 low. And we were young and we had young kids. And so I started the business to help support my family. In fact, I literally helped to put food on the table when the kids were small with my long arm business. So what I always encourage people to do, if you're not a purist and want to do all of your quilting from beginning to end, is to reach out to local long arm quilters. If you don't have a local long arm quilter, I am happy to do your finishing work via the mail. But help to support their businesses, their small businesses, and all of us. Most small businesses have really taken a beating this last year. So I think it's just a good thing all the way around. Support a small business, do the really burdensome work of wrestling a huge quilt. Let them do it. That's how they make their money. Honestly, long arm quilters do not like to do small quilts. It takes us longer to pin small quilts on a frame than it takes us to quilt them out. So save your big ones for the long arm quilters, help feed their families, and offload that ginormous voluntary torture project to them. So those are my questions for the evening. Bernadette says, so what makes is your new, So I think I bought the Bernina, the full size Q24 with the Q-matic digital system. I had an APQS for many years. I was actually hi Jill from North Carolina. I was actually a rep with them for many years. Just the way the software worked on the Bernina was similar to my modern 770. I have a modern 770 QE, and I didn't want to have to learn an entire new operating system. My APQS Millennium with my CompuQuilter upgrade, it's actually for sale. It's still running. It's just the wheels are eventually going to need to be replaced, which renders the CompuQuilter obsolete. And our business does our business does full production quilting, so basically a quilt a day. So I can't stand at the machine and push the machine around anymore. It has to run on an automated basis. And can I even tell you, she is nice and so quiet, so quiet. Love, love, love. I do long arm quilt by mail. Come help me pay for my new sewing machine. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? Franny says, Mary wants to know if her topside machine can be painted. Oh, no, it can't be painted. We'll lose the value. Those special machines, like any of the special badge machines, really shouldn't be painted, especially that top label, because its whole reason why it's valuable is because it's a misfit because the label's in the wrong spot. So even if you painted it and put the label in the wrong spot, you would totally devalue it. Polly says, I've learned so much. I never knew about long arm quilting apart from seeing the huge machines in the lace factory. I worked while in art school. So much respect for the people working on those machines. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Yes, I'm very happy about it. Becky, my childhood friend is on. Hi, sweetheart. I miss you. Let's see here. Do you have the option of... Yes, I do. I do have my my Bernina, my new full-size commercial Bernina can be put into automated mode also. I mean, taken out of automated mode, not put into it. It's going to stay in automated mode most of the time. I am working on a custom piece there is a very special historic turn of the century building out here in Index, Washington called the Bush House that just opened up recently. It's been fully restored. It's just gorgeous. And we know the owners really well. And they had a period quilt top donated and want me to do a custom finishing job on it for the lobby. So I will be doing that one. I'm sure I'll take lots of pictures. It's going to be stunning. I cannot wait to get through my automated quilt orders, paid quilt orders, so I can get to that one. I'm just literally, hopefully by the end of the week, I'm going to get to it. Kathy, I am going to be 6 hours closer to you. Exciting, exciting. All right, friends. Franny wants to come play with the Bernina. It'll be in Idaho in the shop. I'm just saying. It will. All right, friends. Well, I thought I was going to have another exciting announcement today. One of the questions I get asked a lot is about working with the ruler feet on the Featherweight. And I thought I had found a less expensive ruler foot for the Featherweight because I really like the Westerly, the Australian company's product. It's just kind of expensive. And I didn't really want to go down that route. And so I had found kind of a knockoff foot that would have put it around $12 for the price point, but it didn't work on the Featherweight today. So know that I'm trying to figure out and innovate some new products for you guys to be able to try out on your Featherweight. Yeah, Fran, you can come stay at Kathy's house. October 1st, opening weekend. There is tons of new products coming to the website and to the store. And so I'm excited as things start to show up to be able to show you guys what those are. All right. Well, I think that kind of concludes my topic. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, we have a special guest on Wednesday. I almost forgot. So Leanne Cabe is a buddy of mine. We met through all of this, much like I met Fran and some other people that will be joining us. And Leanne lives in Georgia, and she has a quite a nice collection of featherweights accumulating. She says I'm the bad influence. And so anyway, she's going to get on and tell some of her featherweight stories for us on Wednesday. I'd love to introduce you to her, so make sure. There's an acrylic foot, just, oh, that's what I'm looking for, Kathy. We'll talk tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be posting pictures from the outdoor quilt show in Marysville, Washington. I'm going to be going with some new friends. Kathy Heiss is one of them. She's an avid viewer on the show. And so I'm really excited to walk around in the beautiful sunshine and look at quilts outside. I mean, could it be any better? So I'll be posting some pictures from there. Oh, your husband says I'm a bad influence? Is he not going to let us play together anymore? Sorry, Leanne's husband. All right, friends. Join Leanne and I at 4 o'clock Pacific right back here on Wednesday, YouTube and Facebook. I will also be back on from Idaho, probably outside of my trailer on Friday for my sip and sew. Can't wait. Hi, Rhonda. Oh, Rhonda at ND Quilter has, she says I have a quilt at my long arm quilter right now too. See, support your local quilters. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa, you're the bad influence. Just don't tell him, she says. Make sure, he's the bank, whatever. Whatever. All right, friends. I'll talk to you on Wednesday with Leanne. We'll see you then. Have a great night. Like this video and feel free to share it to your friends.